Hi, it's Caro. Welcome to today's video. I hope you're having a great day, and if it's not a great day, I hope we make it a great day throughout this video. We've been living in this new apartment for 3 weeks, almost, and today is the first day that I'm not working on art-related stuff, and I'm super excited to just decorate and clean and organize a little today. But yeah, I'm super excited to just take the day slow. I woke up at 9 today, and I also asked a lot of you folks through Instagram what questions you had for me. I realized that I've never done a Q&A. Tomorrow's my birthday, and today is my first free day in this new space, so I just felt like doing a Q&A, and I would really like for you to get to know me better. You know, it's weird to just be here filming videos and sharing stuff, but not properly introducing myself, even though I believe in each video there's like bits and parts of my life that I share with you. Anyhow, so yeah, I am drinking some Blue Lotus. Just inviting you to make yourself a cup of tea or something and we can chat away. Okay, I realized that doing this Q&A in jeans was a horrible idea, so I just put my sweatpants on and I'm ready to go for it. Have my Blue Lotus. Leela sat next to me. This couch is her new favorite spot whenever she's not following Evo everywhere. So let's go. I screenshotted some of your questions and here they are. First question. What are you currently doing with your life at the moment? Thank you for being my inspiration. Thank you for allowing me to inspire you. What am I currently doing with my life? So we've been in this new apartment for 3 weeks. We've been in this city since December 1st, and I am settling down / organizing, decorating, and just getting to feel at home in this new space. I just finished doing some sketches for a mural I will be doing. One of my favorite brands out there, Cacao Laboratory, they just opened their first physical shop here in Kingston, and I'm going to be painting a mural in their shop. So yesterday I sent them over the 3 different sketches I did for the mural. I'm waiting for the response, and that's why today I have a free day. Also, I'm about to start my bio art studio here at home, which means that I got myself 2 different microscopes. I just need to start setting everything down. That's one of the main reasons we still live in the States, is because I really want to deepen my studies on the microscopes, so then in the future I can bring those back to Peru, and I'll share more about that with you later. I could just talk hours about the microscope, but I'd rather do that while showing you how amazing species look under the microscope. Next question. Did you get an art degree? Where did you study? Your work is beautiful. Thank you so much. I did get an art degree. I'm a BFA, which is a Bachelor in Fine Arts. I got my degree in Peru at the Pontificia Universidad Católica del Perú at the art faculty. My major was printmaking, and I go deeper into talking about how art school was for me and my thoughts about it and what I loved and what I didn't love as much in this video here. Where did you guys end up moving to? We are in Kingston, New York. We are in upstate New York in the Hudson Valley. We are next to the Hudson River. Okay, the next question is one that I really want to make a whole video about, because this is a topic that I don't take lightly and I have so much to share about it. There's also a bunch that I won't share about it because a lot of my journeys, I believe, are very personal and they are not something that I just share out loud. But the question is, have you taken psychedelics, and what was the lesson you took away from their wisdom? Yes, I've taken psychedelics in different settings, in different occasions, different psychedelics. And what I have always kept consistent every time that I've worked with psychedelics is that I never took psychedelics in a party scene. I have always taken psychedelics in a ceremonial and safe space with safe people, and just being very conscious of the set and setting. And just to really do this long story very short, I believe that the biggest lesson that I took from them was that we are all connected and we are all one, and we all living beings are united, and that the frequency of the truth in the world is the frequency of love, and the love to plants, the love to other human beings, the love to ourselves, the love, just, I don't even know how to explain it, but realizing that I'm not only me, and that my soul is not something inside my body, but that my body is something inside my soul, is one of the biggest lessons, and maybe the most important lesson that I ever learned in my life. And it's so beautiful because at the end of the day, this is also what the Amazonian cosmovision believes. It is that we are all connected to the plants and the fungi and the animals and all the beings that are alive in the world, and that were alive in the world, and that will be alive in the world at some point. So it's so interesting to just take a pause and take a step back. My family, both from my mom and my dad, come from the jungle, so this is a knowing that has always been embraced within my ancestors. And it's so wonderful to see how the knowledge of certain plants and certain fungi can really be shared with us, and we can keep on learning how to come back to our natural rhythms, and we can come back to our true essence, which I believe is love. And I was mentioning that I really want to make a video only talking about psychedelics, because I also believe it's important to understand that there's a time for everything, and we all have a different chemistry in our brains, in our bodies, and some psychedelics are not recommended for certain people. If we are taking SSRIs or different medicine at a certain time. So it's something that is not just like go crazy and have ayahuasca wherever with whoever without even knowing what are your own physical conditions at the time. I think it's so important for us to really take them with the responsibility that they come and that they should be taken with. So I can keep on sharing more about that in another video. This is such a big topic. Thank you for asking that. This is something that I've really wanted to share for the longest time. So, what is a dream list tool you're manifesting for your art practice? As I was sharing with you, the microscope has been something that I've wanted to have and build my own bio art studio since I moved to the States. And I cannot believe that the microscopes are just like there a few feet away from me right now. That is just, it blows my mind. It is insane. And I talked with a bunch of biologists to see what are the bio supplies that I needed to buy and whatnot. But what I'm really trying to incorporate in my art practice again is a flat file, which I let go when we moved out of Beacon because it was really expensive to move it, to store it, and to move it here. We had all of our things in storage for a month, more than a month. So it was just out of my, I just couldn't afford keeping that very big and heavy flat file with me. But they're super expensive, so I'm trying to figure out what I'll do about that. But that's something that I really want to bring back to my art studio for all the prints and the paintings and the paper and all the good stuff. Are you planning to create yoga mats with your design? Yes, absolutely. I've been daydreaming of doing these yoga mats. I started designing them before the pandemic started, but then I really let them to the side, and in October I started working on them again. Right now the sample is in the works. Once I get the sample and everything's perfect and I try it, I do yoga every day, so I really want to try it out and see that it's really a good, amazing mat. I'm doing eco-friendly mats. I'll share more about that later, but once the sample is perfect, I will send that to this amazing photographer. She will be making the pictures, and then I'll start the pre-orders. It's such a long process, but I really wanted to do a design that I really love, and at the same time do a lot of research of companies that really make eco-friendly mats and not just green-washed mats. Anyhow, you'll know more about that soon, but I will be making a pre-order that will be cheaper than whenever they are released. I'm super stoked for that. I can't wait to jump on my own designed yoga mat. Okay, you've said before, but where do you get your jewelry from? I'm looking for sustainable brands. Yes, this is actually a question. I'm not making this up because it's so funny that you asked, because today's video, and this is the perfect time to tell you this, today's video is sponsored by Ana Luisa, and Ana Luisa is this amazing local New York based company that makes sustainable jewelry. And what makes them sustainable is they use 100% recycled gold and silver. Everything is plated in-house, so they don't have to order from other people from overseas and then ship it to New York and then ship it to the customers, because that would be a lot of traveling. So they do all the plating in-house. And that also makes it easier for them to really make sure that the practices are sustainable, because sometimes when third companies are hired, it's more difficult to know how they do things on the inside, and that's why they do everything themselves. And that's one of the main reasons why all their jewelry is made in small batches. So they are not over making jewelry and then having to sell and make a lot of product. Then again, if they do smaller batches, they can sell out quicker and then meet the customers' expectations and not put Mama Earth in trouble at the same time. They also became 100% carbon neutral this year, which is so amazing. And today I'm wearing some of their jewelry. You might have seen these earrings before. They are this marble enamel earrings with 100% recycled gold, and I also have these beautiful rings by them. Yeah, I highly suggest checking out Ana Luisa. You can find more information on them and the discount that we're giving you through the description box in today's video. So thank you, Ana Luisa. You mentioned that Vader found you. How did that happen? Actually, no. Leela found us and we found Vader along the way. So Leela was our first cat friend, and when we used to live in Bed-Stuy, all the time around our neighborhood, around our apartment, we would see Leela. But she looked very clean and she looked very patient and she didn't look like she was hungry. And one day I was bartending and Ivo texted me saying, hey, remember that kitty we always see? Well, today, this is Ivo's side of the story. I have no idea if this is true or not because I was not there. Rumor has it that Ivo saw Leela and gave him his hand to smell, and she started smelling him, and then he just walked home and Leela followed him. And when he opened the door to our building, Leela followed him, and then she went up the stairs and waited for Ivo in our apartment's door. So he just opened the door and Leela came in and she sat there. So we took some pictures of her, we bought some litter, we had it in this like disposable oven thingies. So we bought that, we bought some litter, just like random cat food. We took pictures of her and we put them online. We did a Craigslist ad. We print them and put them around the neighborhood, and no one reached back asking or saying like, hey, that's my cat friend. So then we took her to the vet, and the vet said she had no microchip. She had been neutered. So we never found any owners, and she just stayed with us, and that was back in 2016. Tell us about the very beginning of your creative path. Also, you're amazing. No, you are amazing. The first time that I remember falling in love with drawing and painting was when I was a kid, and we had like a few Barbies, my sister and I, we shared everything. I usually would get all of her hand-me-downs, and we had like very few toys growing up, and we had this like 3 Barbies, and you know how you can buy clothes for your Barbies, and those were so expensive back in Peru, and my parents were really making an effort to put us in this like private school and whatnot, and you had to get the uniforms and the books and all the stuff, so it was a bunch of money, and we would always save up on not having toys. So of course we didn't have like those pretty clothes for the dolls. And one day I'm like, Mom, could we please get some of those? Like all my friends have them, they're amazing. And of course she said, no, like we cannot afford that. And my sister comes over and she's like, Caro, we can just draw them and cut them out and put the paper on top of the Barbies. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. So we started like making all these different clothes out of paper and cut them out and put them in the dolls. And of course a doll with a paper dress was a little like weird. So then Lore goes like, what if we make our own dolls as well out of paper and cut them out? And we did these mermaid dolls out of paper. I'm pretty sure my mom or my dad have a video or pictures. I'll definitely ask them and share them with you. And we went insane. We just started making all this like mermaid cutouts, and we like interchanged their tails and their bikini tops and their hair, and we had like a whole army of them. It was just like the school of mermaids, and we would play with them. And that's the first time that I ever remember loving painting and creating and realizing like if you don't have something, you can just paint it, cut it out, and then you'll have it. So it was so wild. It was so wonderful growing up with my sister. My sister's birthday was last week, and I was sharing with her how my mom taught me how to be resilient and try and like work hard, and my dad taught me how important it is to be gentle and be in connection with nature and have a self-care routine. He loves all his like self-care oils and face mists and stuff. It's so beautiful. And my sister is the one that taught me that there's magic in the natural world and there's magic in the world, and art is a form of magic. So if you don't know her, I highly recommend that you check her out. She is an amazing painter, artist. She also has this beautiful Airbnb in the jungle in Peru. I cannot wait to go and visit back once this whole pandemic thing is over. Okay, next question. Would you share a little about your relationship with Ivo? Yes, so Ivo and I started dating monogamously, no sé cómo decir esa palabra, como monógamamente. I don't even know how to say it in Spanish. Yes, so Ivo and I have been together since December 2014, and we met each other, we were like 13, 14. So my best friend in high school was dating his best friend from school. We went together to the theater. We were seeing this improv show, and Ivo, like this guy comes over and he's wearing this shirt with like the Superman logo, but instead of having an S, it had an SP. And I asked him, like, what is that t-shirt? And he's like, it's super pollo, like super chicken. I made it up. And he showed me the back and he made this like funny chicken drawing. And he's like, it's super chicken. And he was just like this funny kid that I met when we were kids. And we didn't start dating there. We were pretty close when we were in school. Like we all hanged out together with the same group of friends. Dani, who is one of our best friends, who we stayed at her cabin a few before coming to Kingston, she was part of that group too. We would all listen to like Dashboard Confessionals and all these like emo and punk rock music together. It was such a fun thing. But then we all went to college and we stopped seeing each other. We've always been neighbors for some reason. And when I was 23, I posted something on Facebook back in the day, and he DM'd me, and we realized we were neighbors again, so we would just get together. And he had a crush on me, and I didn't even realize. I was trying to make him hook up with one of my best friends, and of course that didn't work out. And then we started dating, hooking up, a little bit of both. But I knew that I was going to Europe to backpack for a little while, and then I was moving to New York, so it just was nonsense. But those 3 months that we were together, I was just like, oh my God, I've never felt this for anyone. This is insane. I don't really know if he felt that, but I did. And ¿qué más pasó? And then I moved to New York, and we didn't really want to do the long distance relationship thing. So we decided not to have a long distance relationship. Then again, we still had a relationship because I really wanted to keep on talking to him, and he really wanted to keep on talking to me, but I was dating other people and he was dating other people. And that year was such an amazing teacher, how beautiful it can be to love someone and don't feel this ownership or attachment or jealousy. And it was so beautiful to just know how much I loved him, but how happy I was that he was falling in love again and dating other people and just experimenting and doing whatever he was doing. And on my side, it was also so wonderful to know that I had this deep, heartfelt feeling for him. And I did fall in love with other people while I was in New York, and it was so wonderful to just get to see how we can love others and one another in different ways. And it was such a beautiful teacher, and I can share more about my experiences with open relationships and long distance love and all of that some other day. I still feel shy to share that, but I'm sure I will at some point. ¿Por qué casi no hablas español? Yes. Ya, voy a responder a todo esto en español y poner los subtítulos en inglés. Un montón de ustedes me han preguntado eso y gracias por preguntarme, porque realmente me siento mucho más cómoda hablando en español. Cada vez que hablo en inglés yo pienso en español, entonces cada vez que hablo en inglés pienso en español, lo traduzco a inglés y de ahí lo hablo, y es difícil, especialmente si estoy intentando hablar del corazón. 7 años viviendo en Estados Unidos, de hecho ha ido cambiando cómo me siento respecto a comunicar mi corazón en inglés y cada vez me siento más cómoda. Pero, porque casi no hablo español todo el día, hablo conmigo en español todo el día. Cuando estoy sola me hablo a mí misma en español, con todos mis amigos hablo español, los que no son americanos, pero no hablo mucho español en las redes sociales, porque el 0.6% de las personas que están suscritas a mis canales hablan español y el 99.4% de las personas que están suscritas a mis canales hablan inglés. Entonces casi no hablo español porque estoy intentando llegar a la mayor cantidad de gente posible y eso es el 99.4% de todas las personas que ven este canal y mi Instagram y todas esas cosas, pero me parece súper importante y me muero por comenzar a hacer mucho más contenido en español, y es por eso que ahora mismo estoy filmando mi primer curso en español, que va a ser el mismo curso que lancé en inglés el año pasado, Rituals Around Creativity, pero en vez de a ese curso ponerle subtítulos y lanzarlo con subtítulos en español, decidí volver a filmar todo el curso en español, y el curso no solo lo dicto yo, sino también lo dictan otras profesoras, y en estos últimos meses he estado encontrando a las profesoras que hablan español para cada una de estas clases, y estoy por un lado demasiado agradecida porque estén acá viéndome, aunque a veces el inglés cueste y me llega no poder solo hablar en español todo el tiempo, pero estoy súper contenta de al fin estar haciendo este curso en español, así que en verdad, mil gracias por hacer esa pregunta. A ver, siguiente pregunta. How to maintain a spiritual practice in the daily life? How to feel spiritual and inspired? I believe that this is very personal to all of us, but the way that I came up with my spirituality routine, to call it something, is by trial and error, just trying different things out and seeing what stuck to me and what didn't. And I started doing yoga and realized how good it makes me, and how much it really shifts my day to something more positive. So I really stuck to yoga, and I do yoga every day, and meditation really calms my monkey mind, which is also all the day like, let's do more stuff, more projects, more everything. So I realized that meditation is so amazing for myself too, and I've tried other stuff that are not for me maybe at this time. So I believe that the best thing we can do is just trying different practices that are awakening that spiritual connection within yourself, like journaling or prayer or dancing or offerings, or just so many different things. Listening to kirtan, playing an instrument, and just see what is really resonating with you and what really calls you at the time. That's the best advice that I can give, I guess, from my own experience, is just try something out and see how much it resonates or it doesn't with you at the moment. And yeah. What does it mean when you say you explored your inner worlds with your mandalas? Thank you for that question. So what I mean is that drawing and painting is a very powerful source of meditation for me, and when I sit down and I make mandalas, especially abstract, not planned mandalas, I just dive deep into my personal one-on-one ceremony, me and spirit, and me and great divine source, and it just shows me and talks to me, and it teaches me about things that I'm still holding into. How am I feeling inside? What is hurting me? What am I ready to let go? And just, it really helps me dive into my inner worlds, and it helps me tap into ancestral trauma that I carry within myself. And that's the main reason why I decided to keep on doing art and pursuing this, because I've never found anything as healing as art and creativity and just dropping into intuitive creation. So that's what I mean. I mean that I go into meditation when I paint, and that's the main reason why I never had a shared art studio, is because a lot of the times, especially when I'm doing intuitive painting or drawing, I cry and I release a lot because it's a therapy, and that's what I mean by it. How do you motivate yourself when you find yourself in a creative rut? Well, that is a question that I get so often, that is the main reason why I decided to make the course Rituals Around Creativity, because all the ritual practices that we offer in that course are the rituals that helped me get out of the rut and really helped me like reconnect with my heart, with my essence, with my body, with love, with positivity, with creativity, and just feeling positive and happy about existing in this world and creating. So that's the part of the rituals. And the art activities that I share in that course are activities that, in my perspective, help us like get loose again and stop having that like fearful mind of like, what if it's ugly, what if no one likes it, what if it's not what I think it should be. And just sometimes we sit down and have our pens or brushes and we just can't take action and start painting. And all these activities are designed to help us just like flow through it and reactivate that creative thirst within ourselves. And the idea of the course is for each of us to do it at their own pace. All of the videos are pre-recorded, and I suggest to take the course as doing one of the ritual activities in the morning and then diving directly into one of the creative activities. And I think it's just that. It's like doing yoga and dancing and studying nature and moving our bodies and putting out some oracle decks and drinking cacao and all the things. And there's over 1,500 students in this course, and I cannot believe that's the amount of students that enrolled. It's crazy. When I did the course, I thought luckily 50 people would sign up, but I really put all my heart and dedication, and the teachers that are part of the course also did. And from all the students that we have, I've only had one student complain, and it was someone that only did 4% of the class and didn't really read what the course was about. But yeah, that's it. I'm right now actually re-recording every single class of the course, because now I'm going to offer the same course in Spanish, and I'm over the moon about it. Okay, I feel this video is going to be like 4 hours. Okay, last question, because I really want to get some stuff done today. I want to like organize and decorate and put some lights up. Okay, there are so many more, so I'll keep that for the next Q&A. Would you imagine if suddenly I realized that I haven't been filming any of these? Okay, are you planning next steps towards more sustainable art, and what are they? So right now, my paper is sustainable, my watercolors are sustainable, my brushes are sustainable. I have been diving into sustainable packaging, and I recently got my self-adhesive labels by Eco Enclosed that are zero waste, which is wonderful. And then I've been doing some research on my custom tissue paper by No Issue. So I'm diving deep into really understanding what's going on with No Issue before I order from them again. I'm trying to study more and do more research about that. I'll definitely be doing an updated packing sustainability video. So I'm doing changes on that. And then I don't really use anything besides my paper, watercolors, and brushes that are all sustainable already. So in the art practice, I think I'm not changing anything for the moment. In the packaging, I'm changing more stuff. And that's all the Q&A that I'll be sharing today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope that you got some inspiration from it. I will definitely do a part 2 of this Q&A because there are so many more questions, and I want to thank you for taking the time of asking me stuff. Like, thank you for caring. It's so wonderful to, even though now that we are all at home and apart, to have this amazing community online. And thanks again, Ana Luisa, for partnering up with me. It is such a treat to be an ambassador of your brand. You know, you can follow this YouTube channel if you like what you see here. You can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Minds. You can go ahead and take a look at my art shop. It's open, I'm shipping, there's a bunch of stuff available. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you for sticking till the end on this very thick video. Bye.